So, welcome back. We are playing Three Kingdoms, The Last Warlord. We are playing as Liu Zhang. I think this is episode like 6 or 7. We have moved the camera into the bottom left. I think this will be less bothersome for blocking stuff, but maybe not. Let's move it back. And then if we play with the Hannah card, we will have to move it back. So last episode, we called a bunch of merchants. So on the minimap, all the merchants will be... Our milkshake will be bringing them down to the yard. So this caravan, for example, is going to be coming down to the yard. And we will have a bit of a shopping spree and talk about kind of what to look for when shopping. We're also retaking this port. Sort of long term, it's a bit unfortunate we lost some ground here. We are still kind of wishing we had more officers. That way we could make defending easier, because we need at least 3 guys remaining in our city when we defend our main city, and we are going to keep getting attacked by Liu Bao, I think pretty relentlessly. And at the same time, we want to have more officers in these other 2 cities that are our frontline cities, so that we can eventually try and push back against our opponents, because we are mainly gated not by the number of troops, but by the number of officers we have to lead these troops. Like right now, we have 26,000 troops. If we had 35,000, it wouldn't make any difference, because we could kind of only lead around 26,000. And so this is kind of where we're going at. We're in a bit of like a waiting position as we are trying to get more guys. We can maybe move guys from our capital. I've been thinking about moving Zhang Ren out, who is one of our better officers, and switching the master. Even though I think Zhang Ren is a better master, Zhuge is fine. He has much higher, or he has a little bit higher dual score. And then another thing we're going to be looking at, I think, is trying to make sworn brothers out of some guys. So let's just take a look at that now. I'm just kind of checking to see what their highest stats are. So whatever the highest stat of the guy is, they will boost the other ones of that stat. So Zhang Ren, if you notice each of these, it's plus and plus on Archer. Zhang Ren's highest stat is Archer, which is pretty good as the highest stat. So if we can find 2 other guys whose highest stats are Archers, they would make good sworn brothers, because they'll get a really high Archer score. We think we have one, but I think we sent him away. Down here, who was it? No, it's not him. It was Ling something, or Dingling, or something like that. Ling Bao. So this guy, he's 81 Archer, and I think that might be his highest start. No, it's not. He's got a higher dual score. Does he have weapon? No. So I'm not sure exactly the way in which it prioritizes which stat you're going to give on Sworn Brothers, but him is a good example of another guy that we could maybe try and get, plus 10s all around. Okay, so let's pass the turn and let the stores come to us. And Cao Cao and Liu Bei are fighting. This is probably good for us, but probably doesn't make too big a deal. Pu Yang is interesting because this is where Lu Bu is. He's the greatest fighter. Let's speed this up. So in the bottom right corner, where we do not have... this is the port we took back. It had a ton of resources before, but now it has almost none, because we let the bandits take it. I think overall we want to also be trying to take out Baju Fortress. This is the only fort we have to worry about, so... We're being taunted. Hao Zhao is one of the best officers in the game, but he is too far for us to employ. And we were trying to make this guy disloyal so that we can employ him. We will continue trying to employ him with Liu Zhang. And the idea being, every time you try and employ an officer, their rapport with the officer and your leader goes up. When you try and employ with the leader, it goes up double. And we are just trying to gain just a little bit of... leverage a little bit of an advantage in that regard. And then we are doing the Uberaden. I don't even know, I think this is a German word that's a result of like poor translation. I'm not familiar with it as an English word, and it looks like a German word, which is kind of just emblematic of like poor translation in this game, which I'm okay with. You know, it's much better than just having it all Chinese. But yeah, we are going to be trying to get that guy. Free medicine from the doctor, always nice. Okay. So, I think we're going to be doing just like a lot of turn passing and defending for a little bit, but this shopping spree reprieve is going to be nice. We have the first one coming in, and then another one coming in from here. I like to, when you use the summon for summoning them, I like to summon all of them, because it summons the most, here, I'll show you. It summons the closest one first, and then the next closest one. And so what it does, it'll bring all of them close to you, and then that way you get to see all of them, all of the trade caravans. So here, let's go. So merchant, we summoned a bunch of these before, and it summons the closest one first, and so in order to get the very farthest one, you have to summon all of them. And so once they're there, then they will kind of just circle around, and so I think overall it is a better way to make sure you get more chances at the merchant. On higher difficulties, you end up buying food a lot, because you don't harvest enough food to keep everyone well fed, but I don't think it matters much for us. So some things we like want to look for here is we have quite a lot of gold at this point, and not a lot to spend it on. We will need high-level wines in order to make Sworn Brothers, so we will pick up one of those, or Sworn Brothers with big bonuses, which we like. And then we need high-level jewelry in order to do marriages with big bonuses. And then some of these books that give like flood, commerce, and farming are also good to pick up. And finally, at the very bottom, it's always at the bottom, is going to be high-level components that you can eventually turn into strong items. So let's pick these up. We could also pick up infantry, this thing. Yeah, we have so much gold. So now, for example, we can take a look at who has the highest flood, for example, and try and give them the flood book, although no one has particularly impressive flood. We currently have Huang Yuying in our capital that is working on flood. Her highest stat starts out as math, and so if we could actually get her flood above the math score, which would be quite a trick, then when we marry her, we can have her improve flood, which is better than improving math. So we will give her the flood book. And we have, notice we have a farming book, a high-level farming book. So we will look and see if we have anyone who has a lot of farm. Zhao Yan is a good target for this, and as would be Wang Lei. Wow, a little surprised that Wang Lei looks so good here. But we will give Zhao Yan the item. Zhuge Liang has high everything, so, and we want him to have an academic book, which he already has. So that improves his governance overall, which makes him better at being a governor. He is the governor of Chengdu right now, the prefect, and he has pretty solid overall stuff. Okay, now what else did we have in terms of this stuff? And we will be looking again. Giving away the strategy thing is not very important. We could give away the charm thing. Again, not very important, although it helps with employing. We have academic. Oh yes, we had infantry. So now I like to sort by the highest one. Okay, so we could give it to, wow, Zuchu has a relatively high infantry score. This is a bit surprising to me. We have given him an academic book, which will make him improve faster, but I kind of like giving him an infantry book. And then maybe we'll send him off into the bottom left corner to try and help push. I guess we can keep it like this for now. And something we will be looking for to buy is a long blade for Zhuge. So we'll have to keep that in mind when we're looking at the trade caravans. The most common weapon is, most guys are either polearm or single arm for their weapons. It's like, it's super unbalanced. They're just like, generally speaking, if you're like a minister, you're a single arm, and then if you're a war guy, you're polearm, and then there's exceptions. And so we have like a bunch of two-handed weapons, and those are like kind of useless because there's not a lot of two-handed officers in the game to give to them. Okay. We will try and employ. We will keep sending Kongming. And we will keep doing the thing where we are improving our loyalty by 4 by sending Liu Zhang to employ that guy, and then we will keep making his loyalty lower with Zhuge Liang, who it goes off your strategy and debate. I think it just goes off your strategy to see how successful it is, and then occasionally if you roll like medium on like the RNG roll, what it does is when you roll like medium on the RNG roll, what it does is it gives you a debate, and then I think having a high debate score comes in. Again, like a lot of these stuff is not explained. It seems kind of hard to get info on how stuff works, because a lot of times the translation's pretty bad. Like, even if you find out where it says info about it, like, the translation is not... Now, if you are strapped for cash, often you will accumulate a lot of herbs that you can sell, and if you are playing on settings where officers are immortal, selling these really high-level herbs that give life extension is a good way to make money. If you are not playing with immortal officers, you should probably never sell life extension herbs and just always hold on to them. But we don't really need money, so we don't really need to sell our herbs. Another thing I generally like doing is if I'm going to summon all of the trade caravans, I kind of like waiting until one is already in our place. Okay, so we have Liu Bao coming with a lot of troops, so we will not send out any guys. And man, this is a lot of troops. Horse racing. So I still think I don't have a guy with a high enough ride to participate. So we are just taking a look. We can't click start. I think we need to have a guy who's entry. These are the very highest riding officers in the game. We'll just take a look at the result, and they get whatever that item is. Okay. So this is another thing we generally want to be buying, is writing materials. That way we can try and make new super high level writing pieces. So jute paper is another one. And then we scroll down, more paper. And then the high level, so the level 6 and 7 building materials are also good. We could also buy food. I really don't think it's important because I think we just have like basically like infinite food. So let's look at our development. I know we have Zhang Yan and Zhang Ren, which we probably want to use to defend. Let's see. So we just are going to we just want to auto roll to see what we have. So we want to use probably Huang Quan, Zhang Ren, Zhang Yan, Zhuge Liang, and Zhu. So that's 5 officers. Liu Zhang, we can have him go do something else because he's kind of worthless. Could have him keep trying to employ this guy. And then let's see. Drill. So the infantry is only going to have 92 morale. This is something to keep in mind if we have a really high level tactic. we're going to be defending the city with all these 5 guys, so we are not going to assign them anything to do, and then we will be passing and having a tough defend. We're really hoping that we do not get attacked here, because then we will have to run back again. And we're going to set this to make more units, I think. They have a ton of food, so actually, we're going to stick at 15,000 of these and start making crossbowmen as well. Alright, let's make an 8,000 stack. Because we are rich as hell. Or just playing on normal difficulty where we have, like, money in a, like, non-zero amount, I suppose. Okay, cool. We do not get attacked somewhere else, which would make things complicated. The numbers are getting bigger and bigger that he is attacking us with, but we are also having a much larger defending force. So we kind of want Zhang Yan on bowmen instead. Do we have any bowmen remaining? We have a little bit. So we will... This way he can use fire arrows to try and prevent them from coming up. And he's actually got a fairly high archer score. Obviously it doesn't look good next to 2 of the top 5, but... And we might want to start recruiting crossbowmen in this city as well. Especially because we have the money to do it. One of the reasons that I like recruiting so much light infantry and light bowmen is because they are really cheap to recruit and they have a low drain on food. Ooh, can't place him there, obviously. Okay. And we will get ready to rotate over. This is Zhang Yan and Huang Quan to defend on this side. Again, we really want to get our defense of the city up to 2,000, which is the point at which we will get the catapults back. It's a little annoying without the catapults. If we get it way higher, I'm not sure if we have the tech, but I think it's either 3,000 or 4,000 is when you get the ballista as well. We will be using fire arrows on... trying to use them on both these. We will use Zhuge Liang because he has less units. I think that Zhang Ren can actually just one-shot this guy, so we will use Zhuge Liang instead, which he one-shots him anyways. Okay. Yeah, Zhuge Liang at this point, he has... we take a look. He has 106 archer score, which is partially because of the generalship, which is an item that we had made earlier. Pretty rare, very lucky to have gotten it. We will get ready to fire with Zhang Yan next round. We probably should have had him a little bit closer. And where is... so... after this, we'll probably start moving Zhang Yan back to this other side. I think I can volley here and do a lot of damage. I don't know, so one of the bad things about the poor translations, so for example Zhuge, he has a special ability that I've used a couple times. I don't know, taunt successfully to lower target to the target of lower combat, increases its damage by 30%. So I assume that when you taunt the enemy, it increases the damage they take and they have to come at you. And this is his special ability. but I'm not 100% sure. We will probably try using it on Liu Bao if we get the chance. Alright, so maybe we give... Oh no. I keep forgetting that they have Ping Tong. This is kind of annoying. Oh, we clicked standby on accident? Okay, at least it was with a not very high level guy. Okay, so... we will try to disorder this unit and then attack this guy. We could have volleyed there. That probably would have been fine. And now they all come up. Big Sag. We will start moving Zhang Yan over. Can we... yeah. Gonna get a little chip damage over here. And they will stop these guys from coming up. I think that will one-shot. No, guess not. I think he'll... oh, well. Doesn't die. Get there just in time with Zhang Yan to take care of these guys on the left. And Huang Quan will help out. We could probably start pulling Huang Quan back over not too much time. Focus down the cavalry unit that's dismounted. I think this guy will kill himself on whoever he attacks because he doesn't have enough troops left. Now let's see if it looks like we're doing more damage to him. Yeah, that's quite a bit of damage. We did crit, but... just trying to figure out what Zhuge's ability does. It's also quite a bit of damage. So I think we are just doing 30% more, and he has to attack Zhuge. He's going to be coming up, though. Okay. We probably should have prevented him from coming up, but that was just kind of a bit of a test. Wanted to see what would happen. We want to kill the leader of the yellow army first, who's all the way back here, so maybe that's not going to happen. So we might have to fight 2 battles here. Nice that we have Huang Quan coming back the other way, although I think we want him to take out Liu Pan, who's the leader of the reinforcements army. I think we want to take out this guy so that we can charge this guy or rush. That's quite a bit of damage as well. Maybe it only improves Zhuge's damage, because we're doing large amounts to other guys as well. A little hard to tell. Okay, even though on the left here, this guy's laddering up, we want to just focus down this guy, so we will do that. We could stand here and then use fire arrows, that way he can't ladder up. The only people who can get up through another unit, if my memory serves correct, is infantry units. Okay. I don't think we should rockfall. I think we should just attack. That's not a lot of damage, though. I think he won't be able to climb the wall because Liu Bao's not going to move because he's just going to attack Zhuge. So I think that's good for us. Well, this guy try and take out this guy. Okay, well, so much for that. I always hate it when they survive with like 5 because they still project a zone of control, which is annoying. And we are just gonna let this guy come on up because I think next turn we will be able to take out Liu Pan. And now, this is something we mentioned earlier, if we get the leader up here, we can trap him and prevent him from running away, which is what we'll do in order to do max casualties. We will not try and do max casualties to the yellow army, we're just going to try and take him out. With the red army, we are going to do max. Or try. And then we are not going to attack with Zhuge because then we would lose infantry and this guy can't get away anyways. Just gonna slowly back up and keep shooting him. The noise, I don't know if you heard the noise, the notification noise, but that was a little pop-up from Dell telling me to upgrade my computer. Thank you, Dell. Love these unsolicited pop-ups. Okay, so we do quite a bit of damage. I want to see how much damage we do. And hopefully we get some captures. You know, if we start capturing some of his better officers, his attacks, yeah, 9 prisoners, that's a lot. Okay, so if we look, he starts off with like 40k, takes almost all of it in damage, but we only kill like 158 or 1100. Or sorry, no, we killed this many. There we go. So that means he's got remaining, what was that, 25,000. So let's take a look at these prisoners. We're going to try and employ all of them. Zhuge Roxu was one we were trying to get. The Kwais will never join us. Feng Zi joins us, which is nice. The Kais will never join us. Or actually, maybe they will. I don't know. I think Kai Yang will never... We want this guy really, really, really badly. He may not look super good. Or, I mean, he looks alright. But he has, the highest base academic score in the game of like 96, so he makes the best principal. He is one of the good officers that appears in the south that we were talking about at the start. First things first, we want to see about employing him. Now that we have him captured, he's probably going to be 100 loyalty. He is. So we're going to switch our plan from instead of trying to get this guy to trying to get... Actually, we'll try and get both. So I know that Huang Quan has decent strategy, so we are going to give him Zhuge Liang's old book. So now he has pretty good strategy. And we are going to be uber-ending. And we are actually going to look to buy some books so that we can use those to try and decrease these guys' loyalties. So we're just going to like buy every book. And bright silver ores. One of these. If you look off at the right, it has all the caravans that were here. Something I didn't realize in the interface earlier on is that when there are multiple caravans, you can buy from all of them. This glaive is a long blade. It's not a very high level long blade actually, so we'll just leave it. We want a high level long blade for Zhuge. The brush is a writing item. That'll be good later for Sworn Brothers. We'll take a cloth. And dark steel ore is one of the high, despite it only being level 5, it is one of the high tier, to make the highest tier guys. Let's see. Okay, so this is a long blade that is +5, so we will take that. Zhuan Nijing. Immunization isn't good, but that will serve very well for decreasing the loyalty of these guys that we want to pick up, because I know that they are minister type officers, so what is it? So when we are giving them an item to betray their lord, it is better to give them a better item. Okay. So for example, this yin and yang I think might have been what we just bought. It's going to decrease the loyalty more. So Wang can, and then we will still try and get this guy, but we're going to be using our secondary Huang Quan, who's not as good as this. Let's see. Do we have doubles of any of these? No, we do not. We do not want to use our stationary. We have doubles of the naval military art. I don't think we want to use those though. We might have to pick up more wine. Let's do that. Some of these guys like wine, and eventually you start making a lot of your own wine, but we do not have the tech for it yet. Kind of don't want to try and get the tech at this point because we want to focus on other things, and so we'll just buy some. And we can also shop from the regular merchant. The regular merchant will often have more discounts once you get a relatively high renown score. But he will not have the highest level items, generally speaking. Although that's... we'll take that, I guess. Give him the long blade he deserves. He actually probably deserves something even better, but we don't have anything better. Notice his duel goes up by quite a bit. Your duel overall score is mostly informed by your combat and not anything else. Actually, I think I don't like Zhuge as being our eventual duel teacher, because he has a really low archery score. And Zhang Ren is pretty good on that front. He has a low riding score, but I think we care more about riding. We will try and employ this gentleman. Feng Zi, I think, is the guy who joined us. We will take a look and probably send him off somewhere else. Oh, he's decent. Ooh, you decent, girl. Oh, died in Yiling. I guess we could move him to close to Yiling in that case. Let's see. I almost forgot we had these guys. We need to get our defense up at some point, because we really want it over 2,000 so we get the catapults back. Shu Royal Guard are a specialty troop from the city, but we do not have enough loyalty in the city to recruit them. We will start recruiting some crossbowmen, though. We just want to do everything. We don't have enough guys. And we will make sure that this guy here gets some more troops, because we are sending another officer to work with. And often, like, when we have this front that's kind of like a quiet front, we forget that we need to be adding more troops, and then this guy just comes and we're like, big sad. Huangzi, Safeng Port. What? Okay, let's take a look. I think we don't mind just intercepting them, because this isn't a lot of troops. And we're going to first point him at the port, but then we're going to shift where we're going. Wanglei is terrible, so we need to just remove this, and then make Liu Zhang's. And we take a look, and we can make more infantry. 1,000 more infantry and still use all of it. So we will do that. And we also managed to use all of our bowmen, so we will do that as well. So now we will task, and we will point it towards this guy, so we're going to get a nice pitched battle. We'll do it manually. We could also auto-calc this, but don't want to lose a bunch of guys kind of for nothing. We're looking around for that swamp stuff, so I think this is the swampy stuff that we don't want to walk in if we can avoid it. And we will, generally with these pitch battles, to kind of save time, I like to just march forward a little and then wait for them to come to us, but we are just going to wait. You generally want to catch them when they're in the forest, so this will give us some space to walk up and then do that. Where is he going? Is he coming forward? Yeah, he is. Slowly. Yeah, we have plenty of time here. Also, they tend to split up more because they will keep the leader guy back a bit. And so if you give them longer to walk, they'll tend to be more split up at the end. And so here we want to catch him once he's in the forest a little bit. We are going to move forward slightly. And the reason you want to catch him in the forest is fire spreads really fast in the forest, so it's nice to use fire arrows on them when they are in the forest. Like this. Now we do have to worry about it spreading to our troops, but that is just a risk we are going to be taking here. Oops, sorry about that. So, no whammies. Decent chance we get a spread to us, but we also... Oh well, the cavalry is walking into it a little bit. I think we're going to come over here. This will give him a chance to like walk up and attack our guy for a little bit, but I think that it decreases the chance of this guy being lit on fire, so it's overall going to decrease how much damage we're going to take. So he's gonna walk up here and whack our guy, and that's okay. Also kind of okay. He had to walk through the fire to do that. And, well, fire spawned on both ones, so bad luck, I guess. If you look, these guys are doing so much less damage than Zhang Ren and Zhuge Liang are, and so it's just kind of shows how much stronger they are as generals. I don't know why we can't rush him, but we'll just attack him, I guess. He's gonna do a lot of damage to us here, but then we're gonna take him out, so. And if we had siege weapons, next time we kind of have this situation where he's coming for the port and we're going to intercept him halfway, we probably want to pack the siege weapons and then just go for the city. After. I think we actually do have the siege weapon tech. Maybe we should have tried to think of that beforehand, but should be fine. See how long we've been going here. So let's take a look at the details. So he has 30k left. 5 officers. What do the units look like? Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one to crack. A little annoying. Jin Zhuan wants us to give... See, we just don't need the resources. Zahu Sheng is really far south. If he's the diplomat, that's kind of... I think he spawns pretty high up. So weird for him to be employed there. So... I think maybe we will actually try and do something useful with him instead of just increasing. So we are going to continue to try and get Wang Can. And this guy, Liang. Yeah, I thought, yeah, this is probably better used for Liu Zhang than just increasing our rapport by a little bit. Or even sending him north to do that. Oop. I'm gonna double check, yeah, that the spy is on full. That's a ton of morale and XP. Is it because there's so few of them? Weird. Another thing is, when we attack the city, we could actually send guys from here and then reinforce from the other side. I don't think we're going to do that, but that is an option. Surely you don't send out again from here. Yeah. Sure, our shopping spree is kind of over. I think all the caravans have come through now. He's trying to get releases. We don't want to do that because we really want Wang Can And are we starting to get through to them? A little bit. We're going to continue to attack their loyalty. We're going to give him the booze. That's probably not going to be that effective. And then Wing Can, we're going to give something nicer to. Oop. Oh, he likes accessories a decent amount? We'll give him one of those. A high-level accessory. Jade Ring. Do we want to give the Jade Ring? We'll just do this gold hairpin. This isn't like a higher level thing, but it's a step in the right direction. Continuing to taunt us with Hao Zhao is really good, but so far away. So I'm not sure who we're trying to be boosting here. I'm just gonna go with Zhang Ren. This guy is skill, which suppresses our aware speed. So speed suppresses skill. No, speed suppresses... Skill suppresses speed, so we do not want to use speed. We want to use power. Even though we are a speed officer. And obviously we can't capture this guy, so we don't want to do capture. And we probably lose this, because he's better than us, but... What? Yeah. Double check to see he's not hurt. And continue to try and pick up some crossbowmen. See if Zhang Yan can... Yeah, perfect. It's coming along kind of slow. We're gonna up that because we have enough money. Normally on higher difficulties we don't like use the higher level stuff too much, but here we just like have a ton of money, so we're gonna up this a little bit as well. I would love to employ one of these officers, and then for the end of the session, I think would be nice. Also, I think it was a sage. It was either a sage or a doctor who just walked into our city, and so could also maybe take a crack at Hanacard. Let's see. He was a doctor. He gives us free medicine. Our next sage that walks in the city, we're probably going to stop the episode and then do a new thing. Okay. Gonna continue to try and make him unloyal. Gonna use the medical thing. It doesn't even give us that much. I guess we want to keep it. Use the alcohol instead. We kind of want to use lower level stuff on... This guy is much less important than Wing Can is. I think after this we will be able to employ him, and then Zhuge is... Oh, we have some jewelry. We're gonna give him this accessory. It's gonna kick his loyalty way down. And then we're gonna double check. I think we can, yeah, we cannot employ him with him yet. And continue to pick up little bits of crossbowmen. Return. Which is hurting our patrol. But what can you do? Cry, I guess. Maybe we should move Guy here so they can transport out. At some point we do want to take over Baju Fortress. Alright, this guy's marching for our port with 12,000 guys. This guy's begging, gonna come begging for us to release officers. So next turn we will deploy and sit there. So gotta make sure that we have the guys we want for that. Oh no! We are frozen, so hopefully the game doesn't crash here. Okay. Let's see. Well, we want to go after Wang Ken. I don't think we need Zhuge Liang to defend. And so what we are going to do is continue to... Actually, what's his employ rate on this guy? Not very good. We're going to continue to lower Wang Ken's loyalty because that's gonna... I'm gonna use this jewelry. The low-level jewelry is generally, or the mid-level jewelry is generally like something we're not ever gonna use. So we're gonna lower that, and I think we are going to call it at this point. So big thing is we just kind of like did a lot of shopping, looked at what we could do in terms of buying items. Well, we gotta do that eventually, but... Or actually, we should do it now. And just have Zhuge stop drilling. We'll send Zhuge to do it. But we're gonna use these 3 officers to head off this guy next time. And we are going to be, next time, trying to make sure that we get the officers in our city that we are trying to employ, which are a guy who has reasonable governance, I think is one of them. Where is he? I know he's in this city. I was just showing me my officers. I think if I go this way, I see everyone's officers, including the opponent's officers that are in the city. Yeah, so we're trying to employ this guy, who's got reasonable governance, and we'll throw him in Kongming if we get him. And then we're trying to employ this guy, who, if you look at his personnel, look at that academic. It's so big. He must have an academic item. Yeah, he already has an academic item. It's unnecessary for him to have this, but whatever. And yeah, we will want to take it off his hands. We will probably actually swap this out and give it to Zhuge Liang. Because he does not currently have a single-hand weapon, and that will improve his comm, which is, while already really high, is one of the military stats, so it makes him a better military trainer. But anyways, So next time we will be trying to make sure that we lock down Wang Can. We are slowly getting a lot of guys down in this bottom corner, and so if we get one more decent military officer that we can send down here, we might be able to try and rumble to take back Jianning. We can also move a few more units here and have Liang kind of come in with a unit. So I guess maybe we'll do that right now. If this guy has any... Oh, he's going to have all bowmen, I think. And so that's not what we want. He can just slowly build it up, so let's do that. It's certainly not against the rules, although we're going to have you reserve more food if you're recruiting on your own. Because recruiting takes a lot of food, and then we're going to have you build up to 5,000 light infantry. Okay, so moving forward, next time we're mainly trying to get Wang Can and the other officer that we are making the loyalty worse from. If we get Wang Can, that'll be a really big deal. It'll also let us move more people out of our city that... Try to get back in the city all bad like. So Meng Guang is our current principal, so this will be a big improvement for the principal slot if we get a guy with over 100 academic to do that. Another thing is Qinmi's highest stat, this is something we were discussing earlier, is academic. So we have Qinmi who has high academic, and then we just need to find one more other guy with high academic, and then we can make them sworn brothers to boost both Qinmi and Wang Can up quite a bit, and so we will be in pretty good shape there. Alright, I hope this has been informative / fun / interesting. We're going to be saving up, and we are going to be calling it a day. Have a good one.